Shout out to Craig Jarrett for sending me the story. I will leave the link in the description. I feel like this story, as I was skimming through the article, like I heard of this story before, like I talked about it on my old channel. Because the details kind of sound familiar. But I'll bring you up to speed. Back in May, this piece of shit right here by the name of Matthew Ellis dragged this woman, excuse me, from her car, a black woman in Fort Lee, Virginia. He dragged this black woman from her car and basically tried to, I don't know what he was trying to do to her, but it said he just dragged her from her car. And now it's all coming back to me because I remember it now. He pulled her out of her car and he dragged her, and I don't know what he was going to do with her, but she managed to break away, and then she ran into a store where there were two men there, two bystanders there. And, she ran in there, they told her to stay there, and then he basically came chasing after her. And then they restrained him in the store and called the police, and the police got there, and I remember he spat on them. He spit on the police and did all this stuff. So he basically broke every type of rule that white people try to tell about us when it comes to comply with the police, and nothing will happen to you. Well, black people don't have to do all of that, and we'll still get fucked up. This guy spit on the police and still, was able to be taken in the line. So he's taken to jail and whatnot and what have you. So now we're fast forwarding to today, where this man was found not guilty of the crimes he committed against not only that woman, but also what he did to those cops by reason of insanity. Are we surprised? No, we are not. Because only white people can have that insanity card played upon them, and it actually works pretty much 99% of the time in their favor. I mean, let me go through this again. This guy pulled up beside this woman, dragged her out of her car. She broke away, ran. Luckily, she was able to find some place to run to. Ran to a store. Two bystanders held him down. They called the cops. He got into a confrontation with the cops, spit on the cops, and he basically was found not guilty by reason of insanity. This man had two things on his side: white privilege and good ass lawyers, and probably a white judge, and most likely a white jury. So he had four things on his side. And to make matters worse, all they did was give him some meds and say that his meds have improved. Now he's back at work like nothing happened. He was on paid leave since this event happened. He was never fired. His job never fired him. He's not a cop, by the way. He's a computer scientist. His job never fired him. He was on paid leave since the incident happened. So that means while he was in jail, he was still getting paid. It makes you wonder, if he was found guilty, would he still been on the payroll? I mean, he basically got a free check while not having to have done any work. He was basically stealing time. Man, I tell you, that white privilege is something else, ain't it? And then white people try to jump down our throat and say that it's not real and only rich people get it. Does this guy look wealthy to you? He was a computer scientist. Sure, he was probably making decent money, but it's not like he was a millionaire. And yes, they tried to push that this attack was racially motivated. So they most likely hit him up with some hate crime charges as well, because I think he did call her some racial slurs, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I mean, I know, but I like to say I don't know, just because. But yep, another caucus thing pretty much walks away unscathed from crimes committed on their behalf. Nothing new, nothing shocking.